USA. Live and direct from Sunset Cliffs, San Diego. Ossie Dellimore, Justin Twitch. I am Poe Massive.
USA.
Welcome everyone to the Reggae Spotlight podcast. We're down here in San Diego, beautiful Ocean Beach, here at the Sunset Cliffs. Getting ready for a very crucial interview with our brother here. Give it up for Mr. Jah Ollin and the band, everybody.
Yeah, man, give thanks. Yeah, we're here. We got the crew, the Jah Ollin Band here, the Jah Ollin Experience. We got our brother Julian in the mix. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but yeah, man, the whole crew is here, brother.
Yeah,
Nice. Good to have you, Jah.
Give thanks, man.
So yeah, tell what you been up to lately?
Man, busy, really busy. You know.
I've been hearing about you and you know the collaborations with Patrick Poe. You know, you guys been busy. Talk about some of that.
Yeah, man. So it kicked off with the tour, the OB Takeover tour. We had a whole week where we were playing local shows here.
When was that?
January 10th. That week of January 10th from Archstrong. Nice. Yeah, man, we've been busy ever since, man. That's kind of been the theme now. We link up and we do something hardcore, you know, musically, you know, where we link up on the cliff or something, and that's kind of been the vibe. So we've been busy with that. I have this new single that just came out.
You know, you mentioned the cliff, man. This is the first time I've ever done a podcast in such a unique location. Wow. Check out the view, man.
Yeah, man.
Check out the view. It's awesome. You know, and this is Ocean Point. We're right here in Ocean Point. We have, introduce us to some of your band members, man.
Yeah, so right here, to the left of me here is DJ. And then we got our brother, Junior Keith.
DJ, tell me, talk to the people, man.
Yeah, I'm the drumming for Jah Ollin. This is my local spot. I've been coming here for like
your local spot.
20 years probably. Been coming here, this exact spot, and yeah, and we linked up Jah Ollin a few years ago, like 3 years ago. I met Steven here, Jah Ollin, and we just kind of threw it together, and here we are today. So.
Yes, give thanks and praise. Junior Keith here, coming to you live and direct from the Ocean Beach, Sunset Cliffs.
Yeah, Junior, I've been looking at. I was there. We were just there up at the Aquarius Bar and Grill, and you know, the audience was so impressed, man, by your guitar style. Who are some of your influences, brother? Tell us some of your influences, because you had the crowd rocking.
Give thanks. Yeah, I like to bring a little bit of elements of some blues to the reggae music. You know, I like to bring.
Well, it's working.
Yeah, man, I like to give it up to the classics of rock and roll, even. You know, helped out with some foundations in reggae, and I always like to bring people to a spot where they can feel like you know, they went to outer spaces by hearing some music. You know,
definitely. When I listen to you and we look at your lifestyle, you know, we definitely know you definitely from outer space, not from this dimension, brother. You know, and your music shows it. So what you just said there is factual. From another dimension. You heard the brother.
Give thanks every time.
Big up, everyone. This is Sandy, live and direct.
Empress Sandy, the mixer. Well, what do you call yourself? A mixologist in terms of. Sandy is one of the top DJs right down here in Ocean Beach. You know, she any top-notch reggae root spot you have, if you want the wickedest song system, you know, you have to call up Empress Sandy, because she mix record like woo. Tell the people about yourself, what you know, what you, how you met the band and things like that.
It all came about very naturally with the band and everyone. I've seen most and many throughout these sound systems here locally in San Diego. So that's how, you know, Jah works. Everything was connected. No, you don't have a sound system. I select, but there is quite a few sound systems here, you know, in LA as well that I know of. But no, I don't have a song. I do select, but we do have a Jah Ollin, Sandy, you know, playing in all platforms. If you go check that out, Sandy.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I got my brother too, Julian here, Bassy.
Julian Bass.
Yeah, man. You can talk to the people a little
Yes,
bit,
sir.
Julian. Tell them what you know. Something about Julian and his bass playing.
Hello, I'm grateful to be here in Sunset Cliffs and playing some music for you guys at 432 hertz.
Yeah.
And enjoying the vibration of it all. And grateful to be playing bass for Jah Ollin. He's a good buddy of mine, and we are here for the message of reggae music. Yeah, thank all of you. Thank you.
Hey.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
I thank you so much. Well, we like to start off every podcast with the kind of the theme of it, which the theme of Reggae Spotlight from the beginning has been artists working together to promote each other. And that's really what we're all about here at Reggae Spotlight with everything we do. So we really want to highlight you guys and everything you do. I know we kind of got a quick introduction, but, we really want to take a deep dive in on your music, and I'm definitely interested in hearing about that some more too. So yeah, tell me, bro, like, how did you guys all get started with reggae music? When was your first introduction to reggae music, and how did it come to the point of this roots music that you create?
Well, I could say for me, right? It was like a one of those, the CDs used to burn off LimeWire, and he would just put a bunch of random songs on there because it was just. So I was one of those One Love. It was a One Love song and jamming, and that's how I got hooked, And I started playing covers in high school, and then that was that. I've been playing it off and on. But like the last 8 years, I've been more serious. Took a little bit to get everything going, but yeah, man, it's like roots ever since. Like, so it's pretty much Bob Marley and Midnight is all I really listened to growing up, really. So. Yeah, man, that's kind of how it was for me when I met these guys.
Yeah, man. Awesome. How about you, Drummy?
For me, I started playing music when I was about 10 years old, and I was into like punk rock all through like my young years and teen years. And then when I was, I think, in 8th grade, I heard like the Legend album by Bob Marley. My dad had it, and like the drums really like. I didn't understand how he was playing like a one drop. It blew my mind kind of, and I was just like, this is way different than like what I'm doing now. So I really loved it. And then I heard Barrington Levy, Murderer, and Black Rose's Rhythm in 8th grade, and then I was like, whoa, this is like roots reggae music. Like, what is this? And I was completely hooked from then. And then I started playing like in bands and stuff like that. And my first roots reggae concert was Half Pint, actually, at the World Beat Center. And so since a young age, I've been into reggae like that.
And that's really awesome. Yeah. How about you, Junior?
Yeah, the influence.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, a lot of the influence came from roots reggae music. Midnight came out with this different style after everybody wanted to make a lot of dance hall tunes after Bob Marley. So we came to recognize that as roots music. The other music that influenced my playing contribution to the group would be anybody who can play music and take you to a spot and then bring you back, and then the music has no limits. That's how you're gonna know that musical expression is freedom. So anybody who can take you there and then bring you back, that's the message in the music right there, that we come to see it like that.
Let me ask a question. All right, let's get nitty gritty. Steve, I heard you're a bodybuilder. I heard you used to, you know what I mean? I heard you used to really do it, bruh. Can I please hear about that?
Yeah, if you must.
That's an interesting, you know.
Yeah, that was one thing I wanted to do at one point in my life. I wanted to be a bodybuilder. I was dieting and I was doing all the right steps, but it's just one of those things. Like you can become too selfish with yourself, in a way. And I don't know. That wasn't the way I wanted to live, But yeah, essentially I was pretty swole, pretty leaned out. You know what I mean? But that's when I was working at the gym. I used to work at 24-hour fitness for a while. But yeah, that was just a little part of my life, though. Yeah, man.
He was telling the way he was talking about it, I was just like, yo, there's no what?
Yeah, I was in shape at one point in my life. I'm kind of heavy right now,
No,
but
I'm
yeah,
not
I
even
was
saying that
I was
too,
kind of
man.
lean. I'm saying at one point I was.
No, I'm saying I can tell. I can now. It makes sense.
I need to go to the gym. Thanks, bro. No, I'm just
No, I'm saying I can tell, but go ahead.
Ali, you see, he just don't understand how much discipline it takes, man. When you realize that your temple was given to you by the Most High, and it's your responsibility to take good care of it, you know, and you do it on a daily basis. Some days you wake up, you say, hey, man, I don't feel like working out today, but that higher self pushes you, and, you know, it's like you against you, brother.
And let me ask you this: did that translate to the band? You know what I'm saying? What you're doing now, you know?
Yeah, well, in a sense, right? Because, you know, it's all about repetitions, right? And that's kind of like the whole vibe of learning, right? Like, you know, repetition is the father of learning here. And so, yeah, you learn a lot about just, you know, staying consistent, right? And, yeah, man, exactly what Ossie just said, you know, essentially that same vibe, right? You know, and so it's like, yeah, man, all that translates into the repetitions. The more reps we have as a band playing together, the better we're going to sound, and the more muscles you'll get. You know, it was a pretty easy, like, connection there. Yeah, man.
So let me ask a question now, Ali.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What do you guys have planned for the future? You have any projects that you're working on? Anything releasing or music videos? What's up? Tell us.
We actually have some more songs that we're going to be releasing soon, or hopefully, like we've recorded some of the parts for them, and you know, so obviously new music coming out soon, and we just went up to Santa Cruz and did a show up there at the Felton Music Hall, and we met some links up there, band called Ancestry, I believe, and
Big up Ancestry. Yeah,
I
man,
think
we're
gonna try to like branch out of San Diego a little bit, like go to maybe Los Angeles,
Nice.
San Luis Obispo, and like Santa Cruz. So hopefully like set up a tour soon. That's in the works. And we also linked with some people or band The Resistance from Guam and for our tour that we did in January.
Big
So
up the
you
Resistance,
guys
Guam.
were in Guam.
No. We brought this
you
band
brought
came
that band
to
over.
play
Yeah,
with
yeah,
us,
yeah.
The Resistance, in early January, and hopefully, you know, we could maybe go out there, or Jocko Bagatini is our good friend who produced he produces a lot of music for Jah Ollin, and he's from Brazil, so you know, maybe we can even step out internationally, like sometime in the near future.
You see what I say? You see me I say it, Paul? Artists working together
To promote each other.
Now, me I
Things
talk
like
about
that, you
exactly what you were just saying. You didn't speak about any big time promoter. You didn't speak about anybody, you know, record producer or anybody. You know who you were talking about?
Yeah.
Artists just like ourselves working together.
Yeah, we're trying
to
to
promote
meet with
each
other
other.
people and
Give thanks.
link and do works together, you know, and help each other, like in this musical community, you know, and do bigger things than just like the local, you know, because the music we're doing is on a higher level, and we're trying to spread the message.
And that's exactly it. You know, we're really doing this to honor the Most High. You know, and all the action, everything that we do is for the glory. You know, it's like yeah, man, just a heart to cold vibration. Wherever we can play, we'll play. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, just gotta get in front of more people and let them feel the vibration. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, man, it's just simple as that. So international plans, yeah. And all that in the works. We got songs coming, you know, just a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
All right. I got a question. The movie.
Oh, the Bob Marley movie. Yeah, man.
The movie that just came out, right? I mean, I've heard mixed reviews. I haven't seen it myself. The reason I haven't seen it because I read too many reviews. Does that make sense? So,
Yeah,
like,
man.
I don't like to read reviews before I watch movies. I like to kind of, like, let it settle, you know. Yeah, I think everyone's kind of seen it, but, like,
Yeah, man.
I like to, you know, so, but give me, honestly, like, and maybe not, like, if you liked it or not, but I guess if it really did it really do it justice? Did it really do Bob justice, I should say? That's my kind of question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Well, it's like you grew up watching Bob, so it's not really going to do it justice in that regard. But what I can say is that I love the movie, right? The movie itself was just really cool. Like, one thing that people haven't really talked about as much is, like, how cool is it to see the side of Rita? Like, that whole vibe. Like, she was a star low-key, which is kind of cool to see. You know what I mean? It was like an indirect, like, she was a star of the movie in a way. And, yeah, man, I think that it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful, like, story. Like, the movie was done properly, I think. You know what I mean? Like, that one part where Ali Selassie picks up Bob at the end, man, I cried. I don't even know what came over me. I wasn't even expecting that. I just cried, man, you know? So, like, you know, how often do men cry like that? Just out of, you know, and so for me, it was like, what's probably the greatest movie I've seen in a while, in the last 10 years, I'd say, you know? Yeah, man.
You know, to me,
I haven't seen the movie, but from what I've heard about the movie is, I think in the intro, I think it might be Stephen Marley comes out and says,
Ziggy.
Oh, Ziggy. Ziggy comes out and says, like, they confirmed the movie, or like they're like,
you gotta go and watch the movie. You gotta,
cool
you gotta watch the movie before
and
you
then
say
one other thing that I've heard too is that some people in Jamaica were not happy with the actor that got casted, as they're like, why didn't they cast a Jamaican? Because it was a British actor. That's one other little thing I've heard about.
You see those points you made?
Yeah.
They were all valid
I
points.
have heard about that too.
All
like,
valid points.
Some people in like Jamaica and like that, or like might be a little upset.
All
because,
valid.
like,
All
They
valid.
didn't cast like one. They could have maybe cast one of Marley's sons, or they could have cast someone from Jamaica.
Yeah, man.
But
We're
then
just talking
there's,
about
like,
the movie.
Listen to me.
We're talking
It's a
about the
huge
movie.
production. This is one thing that my friend Sekou was talking about, that I heard him talking about from Top Stock, but I heard him talking about this specifically, and he was talking just about how, like, you know, like on a huge big production movie, you can't just like cast some random person. You need like a solid actor, you know. Like
That's what I was
so,
gonna
like,
say,
they,
DJ.
They did what they had to do, and they like casted like a cool like.
Yeah,
dude
and that's
from
what I was gonna say,
England or
DJ.
whatever.
You know, when it
I
comes
heard
to
he did a
that,
good job. So
and let me say that, but when
I have to interrupt here because neither of you have watched the movie. Okay? Before you have any critique on this bumbleclot movie,
He's like, yeah,
you have to watch it first. You heard stuff. All right? All your points are valid and well taken, my brother.
I'm definitely gonna take
because
my
I
girlfriend out to
agree.
watch it soon.
I agree with you what you're saying, because number one, the whole point about Ziggy Marley opening the movie, in my opinion, that was just so unprofessional. Number two, the fact that they haven't hired any Jamaican actors, that's just a total disrespect for the Jamaican community on a whole. All right? Now my question to you and the world is, what was Bob Marley's mission? Bob Marley's mission was to teach the world, to bring truth to the world. And if Bob Marley were alive and he was going to have a documentary made about his life, it wouldn't be like that. It would be nothing like that. Number one, they left out main characters who played integral roles in his life. Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer. Talk to me. Talk to me. Peter Tosh, Bunny Wailer. Who else? Who else? No, the producer. What do you
Claxon Dodd?
No.
Lee Scratch Perry.
Lee Scratch Bumbleclot Perry.
Yeah, man.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know, Miss World, that woman, she played an integral part in the man's life. And if he was around right now, I know Bob turning over in his grave right now, because if he was around right now, he would slap every single one of them in the face and say, go back to the movie studio and produce the truth.
he would slap his son, because his son's the one who put it together, brother.
Mainly Ziggy.
This is going viral, y'all. This is going viral.
Yeah, man.
Let's go see the movie after this.
Yeah, man. I'll see it for a second time.
What are we talking about here?
We're talking about the Bob Marley movie. You saw it, right?
Yes, I did. I think overall it was very nice.
Okay, so I have something to bring up about the movie because I haven't seen the movie. I heard supposedly.
Why are you talking about it if you haven't even seen it, Jay?
Well,
You're talking about rumors at this point.
well, I heard that
man.
Bob Marley in some kind of way Bob Marley got some kind of like cancer or something, right, from his toe, or was it something like that? And I heard like it might be a conspiracy or something, but supposedly he was like assassinated. That's what I heard.
Of course.
And he was stabbed with some like needle or something. That's what I heard in his toe. Is that a true story about Bob Marley? Bob Marley. And it was because he was waking up the whole world with this positive message, and like the higher ups were like took him out. And I was wondering if they put anything like that in the movie.
But the thing is about that, you know, I feel like, you know, that's a conspiracy,
well, that's good
right?
They
That's
put that in the movie.
Conspiracy theory, right? But a conspiracy comes from a base of truth, you know what I mean? Yes. But, you know, we can talk about that Martin Luther King. We can say that Malcolm X. We can say that with any great leader that's been assassinated on some, you know. So it's a conspiracy theory, but yes, I mean, any great person that's trying to make change like that, just you know, it's almost like they have to go through something like that, you know, like it's sad, but no good deed goes unpunished, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It seems.
Well, it's like, you know, he had too much power, you know what I mean, because he was speaking truth, and the people that are living on the opposite side of the polarity don't want to hear that truth because it's gonna fucking just mess up their whole plans, right? And so, yeah, man, they got rid of him the same way they got rid of Von Benjamin of Vaki Beckerman, seen? So it's like, yeah, man, anyone that has a real message, like a real sincere message and article, and you know, it's like, of course, it's a threat to them, to whoever wants to control the masses, essentially, you know.
Yeah, you know, it's like a lot of people don't get it, man. Once that door is open to you, you know, you can bring a lot of people into that room, you know, and Bob Marley was the door was wide open. A lot of people came into the room, and you know, it changed the status quo of the world. You know, that's how he changed the world. It changed people's heart.
You have to sacrifice yourself.
Yeah, you had to change people's heart, and that's very threatening to the cabal that exists in this world, who are totally preoccupied with population control and the dumbing down of the enlightened. You know, so Bob Marley was dumb. They tried to dumb him down, and eventually they had to eliminate him, just like Peter Tosh.
And it was too obvious at first, right? They tried to shoot him directly. You know what I'm saying? It was too obvious, right? So I see what you're saying, DJ. How else would you do it? It was too obvious. They didn't kill him, so right? You can't shoot him again because now it's obvious.
Yeah,
you're trying to take down a leader. You have to take.
And they put all that in the movie?
I don't know.
You gotta watch the Bomba Clot movie, man.
Oh, that was in the movie. Okay.
So before the next podcast, how about everyone watches the movie?
Yeah,
and we can talk about it again.
So we can collectively talk about
Yeah, we
it.
gotta see. I gotta see it.
Yeah, man. I heard this
The two drummers didn't see it, bro.
So before we sign off, I wanted to just sign off with Ozzy.
You know, I would encourage people to go to see the movie. You know, one thing I gotta say is that a couple of things is that if you're going to see this movie and you're not familiar with Jamaican dialect, Jamaican patois, then it might seem a little, there's certain parts which you may not understand what the actors are saying. That's a very important point. But, you know, all in all, generally, you know, it's a good movie for people who don't know about reggae music too much on Rastafari. Yet I should say that some of the points in the movie, like at the end where, you know, where Bob Marley, you know, was embraced by Haile Selassie on a horse, where they had this theme where the sugarcane plantations were burning. You know, if you're not familiar with Rastafarian philosophy, you wouldn't know what that is saying. You know, so I think they should have been a bit more clear as to Bob's devotion to Christ in his second coming, who is Haile Selassie, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the Emperor of Ethiopia, because they didn't bring the point that, you know, Bob Marley was a lover of Christ, Christ reincarnate. You know, he was baptized at the end of his life the Ethiopian Orthodox Church as a follower of Christ. Haile Selassie is Christ reincarnate. That's what the Rastafarian philosophy is about, and that's what him being pulled upon to the horse by His Imperial Majesty at the end of the movie is about. If you're not Rastafarian, you wouldn't have a clue. And as a matter of fact, if you went to the bathroom at the time or took a couple of winks, you'd have missed that. So they should have made that a little bit more clear in the movie as to what's going on.
Yeah, man. And a fun fact too, that someone at our show today, somebody just saw the movie. Some older couple was like, "Hey, we just saw that movie and we came right after." So how about that for an alignment there? Like they're seeing that. I'm sure they don't really. I mean, they're watching it and they come and watch some Roots right after. You know what I mean? So it's doing something overall. I feel like it's really breaking down. Like my mom, for example, she's never really hip to any of that, but she's like, I'm gonna go check it out for you, and she enjoyed it, right? So it's just a good movie. Like it's like a cool visual to see for someone who doesn't know anything. Like you said, like if you don't know, you're gonna miss these small little points. But overall, I think it's crucial.
Yeah, it's a groundbreaking movie. I mean, there's no way that no one should try to see this movie. I haven't been to the movie theater in, I'd probably say, over 15 years. And I don't go to the movie theater, and I had to go to see this because this is a life occasion. Did you see, where were you when the Bob Marley movie came out, type of thing. So I mean, even my very harsh criticism of the movie earlier should not deter people from going to be a part of this, because it's something that you would look back and say, yeah, I did see the Bob Marley movie when it was in the theater. So it's a good thing.
I think you're trying to give the true history of it, you know what I'm saying? And that's okay, just to give the little nuggets in there that people might have not seen in the movie, and that's good, you know what I'm saying? Peter Tosh and everybody, But, I think at the same time, but let me say this. So this is my thing. I was talking to Ossie about this, that, yes, Ziggy also went to Babylon to make this movie. Am I tripping? I mean, in a way, he had to go to Hollywood to make this movie, right? It was a big production. So, he also had to kind of sacrifice from the studio, right? Things that they're going to take out, things that they want to do, compared to what Ziggy probably had a vision of, Yeah,
man.
There's one other point, and that's, the fact that there was somebody who cast it as Peter Tosh. But once they edited it, they edited this brethren out of the movie, man. I just don't understand that.
Too powerful.
Why would they, edit out someone who played such an integral role in Bob's life? I mean, it's ludicrous. And then again, Ras Ali was mentioning the fact that, they had to cast someone who is well known. That actor, he's he was converted to Judaism, he's this, that, and everybody know about him. But no matter how good he's acting, all right, he has not embodied the essence of Bob Marley. They could have found someone else, even one of Bob Marley's grandsons, to play him when he was younger. And, they must have been able to find a Jamaican actor who could have played that role much more effectively. So them saying, oh, it was for the, all that's saying to me, it was for the dollars and cents. That's all it was. It was about the marketability of the movie based on the fact that you had, these famous actors. But, we are real humans. We feel that, and we know that already. It don't take a genius to figure that out.
Yeah, man.
But Steve makes a good point, though. Still, though, Ossie, Steve makes a good point of there's some people that don't know anything about what, reggae or Rastafarianism. You know what I'm saying? That saw the movie, came to the show, whatever. So there's still that,
This dude was wearing a wig. That's just that alone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right.
Disqualifies him.
There's a little,
he was wearing a wig. He could not feel. If you cut your locks off right now and you try to play a certain, you wouldn't feel it.
Yeah, man.
Your locks is a spiritual thing. Look, when you stop combing your hair, when you stop brushing and combing your hair, you gain energy from the universe. You do not have to put vanity into your daily system anymore. All that energy that you used to use for figuring out if you're presentable enough to the world, all that energy, right? On a long-term basis. Yeah, I clip up and thing. But on a long-term stretch of life, all right, that's what it's all about. He don't know the feeling, that guy there, that actor. Look at him, look at his face, man. Yeah, man. He wasn't worth it.
But you don't need locks for that. That's an attitude. That's the way you feel. You don't need locks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know what you mean.
You don't need locks, but this is about Bob Marley, you know.
Yeah,
Bob Marley wasn't any, and we want to know that the representation of Bob Marley is
Accurate.
not only accurate, but
like spiritually
intact.
accurate. Yeah, man, exactly. Yeah, man.
You know, it's sad.
It was a mainstream movie. It was a mainstream movie, and they could have used that to like reach the masses to spread Bob Marley's message, which was really powerful. And that's
what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like it's like a tool and a vessel to spread a message is like movies, you know? And it's kind of like the same thing we do with music is to spread the message like through our like tool in art, which is music, you know? So instead of worrying about the movie, like spreading the knowledge, you know, that's what we have to do as musicians and artists, you know, is just constantly like spread the real knowledge, you know, because obviously a mainstream movie is not going to do that, you know, because it's Hollywood. So it got watered down. That's like basically what happened, you know.
I mean, but ultimately though, who better than make a life like story about his dad and their kids? You know what I mean? Like it was their kids that made it. So there's got to be some part of him overseeing that through their kids, through the DNA in a way, right? So yeah, I mean, it's Hollywood, it's Babylon. There's a bunch of like, I don't know, man, because like usually the way that works with the whole cabal, you got to sacrifice people, and you got to sacrifice like youth, right? And so I would hate to know that happened, especially because of like you see all of, like the I don't know, there's a lot of legends dying nowadays, and that's just fucking crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, why is no one talking about that? Like, what's going on? Yeah, man. So it's like, yeah, man, exactly. Ashton Barrett, you know,
so
Peter.
let me ask this: do you guys think that it was beneficial or not?
The movie?
Yes,
absolutely.
If you were just to say,
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I would
And it's
agree
just
with
crazy, you know what I
You
mean?
say that too, Poe. Yeah, Poe says that.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. You know,
He says you should see the movie. Poe's like you should see the movie.
that. We have very similar views on the movie in terms of what we think of it.
Yeah.
But
Ozzy seems mad.
This is historic. You should go and see the movie in the theater, you know, because it's historic. It's something which, you know, it's the first ever movie about Bob Marley's life, you know, and it was made by his son, you know, and it's a big production, you know, it's worth it. But you know, you can make your own opinions at the end of the movie, and I'm sure most of your opinions will be the same ones that I expressed earlier.
it's just cool to see like an actual movie. Like he's like, you know, we've all seen all the documentaries, plenty. You know what I mean? So it's actually kind of cool to just see a different angle now. I think just that alone, like a new spark, a new fire. Like just, you know, not that it has to be an exact like match per se, but like
it's almost like a biopic.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of cool to see. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, I mean, no one's gonna match Bob, bro. There's a reason why he's Bob, and he's gonna be his own thing, own person, right? But I mean, it's kind of cool to see him on the stage. You know, it's kind of cool to like just look at my daughter and be like, look, that's Bob Marley. Like, 'cause he's, you know, he's always in my house. I got paintings of him all over the place. You know, and so it's cool to finally have them see what it is. You know, because they're not gonna watch old videos of him. You know, they're
Facts.
Like, my youth, come on, yeah, man.
All right, everybody.
Don't say it loud.
Reggae Spotlight podcast, live and direct from Sunset Cliffs.
Wrap it up, then.
One more thing before we wrap it here. That was a really good in-depth on the movie. On the Bob Marley movie. But one more thing before we wrap it, because DJ mentioned, you know, as reggae artists and as musicians, you know, that's the goal is to bring the message and bring the music to the people. As we wrap it up here, guys, how do you guys plan on bringing your message and your music and to the people of the world? Just tell us, drop us with that.
Yeah, man, just coming through with a pure heart, you know, and a pure spirit, you know, and pure intentions. It's honestly simple, you know what I mean? It's like people overthink it, you know what I mean? I'm blessed to have this all-star team here, this drummer, this guitar player. We got Sandy in the mix. We got Julian now. So all this is just, you know, helping us. It's like a strong vessel for the Most High in a way, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, you know, we're not doing this for money. There's obviously no money in this, you know what I mean? It's just more so for the long-term thing, and also just for the next generation. You know, I talk about it with more than one people, like Bridget in general, but yeah, man, just like the next generation. I got youth, you know what I mean? I want them to just see what it is to have dad go out and play a show. Like I want them to know what that is, so then maybe they want to do it, you know what I mean? Because I'm first generation, like, singing, doing music. No one's done music in my family, so it's like a first time thing for me, you know. So I'm breaking a bunch of like barriers in a way, you know what I mean? And so yeah, man, it's just, you know, just keeping the roots, you know.
My plan, yeah, obviously to get the message out there and like make it work is obviously to always work on our craft, you know, or just we always try to keep practicing and constantly working, you know, and making new material and like try to come out with some original like works, you know, like that we can spread the message. That's basically it. And you know, we're trying to expand out of San Diego too, you know, and just do bigger works. That's about it.
Speaking of that, brand new works out right now. Send D, new track from Jah Ollin and the band, out on all streaming platforms, out on YouTube. Make sure you go check that out. Reggae Spotlight Podcast, Ossie Dellimore, Justin Twitch. I'm Poe Massive signing off here. Signing off here at the Sunset Cliffs. One love, everybody. We'll see you again soon. Tune in.
From our son.